Welcome in, everybody. Welcome to the last post-game show live stream of the 2025 season. We're done, everybody. We out. It's about time, if you were to ask me. Whew. It didn't come soon enough. This was one to be forgotten, one to be discarded to the waste bin of history as quickly as it came. Get this out of my mind. Brad Guzan made a very impassioned speech at the end of the game, trying to give some kind of argument or faith, hope, will the team into next season as more of a winning franchise. Turn things around. I sincerely hope they are capable of doing so and that they don't, in fact, make him a liar or, invalidate his hope and his desire for the team to really just fix what they have gotten themselves into. I really, really hope that obviously Brad Guzan's words resonate with the fans and the team and the front office and everybody, because he was the soul. He did have the heart. It really made the team tick, whether you like him or not. I mean, I don't know how you cut it. The guy was a legend. He had a funny little gaffe tonight about, letting that one goal kind of in. Outside of that, pretty good showing. Overall, that doesn't take away from the fact that this guy had a storied career, won us a championship, part of a legendary squad that will go down in the histories of MLS, not just Atlanta, even in CONCACAF history. Monterrey remembers him. Club America remembers him. Both teams who'd suffered defeats at our stadium to him. So he is a storied, amazing professional, and we are extremely we have extreme gratitude for him having been our keeper for so long, and we're very, very lucky to have had him be with us for the time that he was here. Very few MLS teams have had a goalie like that of this stature and being able to will a team into the positions that Brad Guzan has gotten us to and the heights that we've experienced. Unfortunately, things have caught up with him and the team and us, but it was good for a time, and that's what I think we should remember him as. And through even the bad times, you can also remember him as someone who is a stalwart supporter of the team and the club and the fans specifically, regardless of what was going on the pitch, which I think is extremely commendable and definitely something worth all the plaudits and all the lauded appreciation that he could possibly get. So, I think AJ, you were at the game. You clapped him up after his goodbye speech, and with the rest of the 17s. What was that? How did that make you feel? How did take us through your personal experience being there for that emotional send-off?
Yeah, I mean, before I get to that, I think it's I do want to echo those sentiments that Brad Guzan has had a very, very successful career, better than many have had. And the European pedigree, the MLS pedigree before that and after, it's something that absolutely should be, lauded, like you were saying. And, some people are saying build a statue. I don't know if maybe it's quite that, but I think there has to be, a prolonged excellence to that degree. He was very, very good for us for many years. There were some, not so good years in between that as well. Of course, there was an injury-ridden year as well. But all in all, I mean, he's been our longest-standing captain. He's represented the team incredibly well from a person standpoint, from a teammate standpoint. Really nothing bad to really say about Brad Guzan. I mean, we would be lucky to have someone like a captain for as many years like Brad Guzan. So, absolutely, he is someone that should be revered, should be looked back on fondly. Yes, there were a lot of people that maligned his performances. I think that's a little bit more sometimes along the aspect that the team was not very good as well. His defense didn't really bail him out. Did he lose a reflex a bit? Did he lose a step or two over the years? I think anybody's going to.
Of course.
And, less of all a keeper who's in his 40s. So, yeah, it's definitely like, keepers age pretty well, like wine, and can play for a long time. And I mean, yeah, he kept it together for us for a really long time. So absolutely, you could feel in the stadium every time there was the Goose moment, people were ready to jump on it, ready to shout it out. And there was a lot of support for Brad Guzan to send him off in a really, just warm way, the 17s way. And I think that's the beauty of it, is that even in a really, really downtrodden season where, I think many fans had every right to check out, but 44,000 paid attendants showed up to the stadium to send him off in a great way. And we avoided the wooden spoon. Runners up for it. I mean, thankfully, really. I know there's fans that really, embraced it, wanted us to get the spoon. I'm not of that ilk. I get it if people are. Obviously, Arthur Blank, he gets it in that sense that he sent out that letter to the fans this week. Brad Guzan obviously gets it. So it's not lost on the team. Like, I think with the onside documentary last year, the team knows just as well that when the club is not performing, that they're lucky to have these fans here and coming to all these games. And I think the pre-party was a sign of that. The message from not only the club but also Steve, the announcer in the stadium, it was a little bit different than he normally did too. Like they get it. They get it that this can't happen again. Whether they actually have the minerals to actually change that, that's a whole different conversation, and we'll get to that. But all in all, I think from an event standpoint, from a show standpoint to a degree, like they did all they could from that end, from an event production standpoint. Obviously, the performance on the pitch is the performance on the pitch, and we can really dig into that a little bit later too. But yeah, I mean, I think all in all, a good send-off for Brad Guzan. Obviously planned for quite some time, the worst kept secret, pretty much, because I think people knew like 2 months ago, and then I think a lot of people were saying it too, because Hibbert getting all this time, but still that last game, like, what a way for him to be able to end his career if it really actually was. And I mean, maybe it was forced. Maybe it was where he saw the writing on the wall. So the conversations that he had obviously impacted that and made it to where he had to make this decision. Pretty much, it was something that he knew that him being the backup probably isn't going to make him really that happy for one. So the other aspect of it is, yes, he essentially was tutoring and mentoring Jaden Hibbert this season already. And so, I think there is an aspect of going and retiring with grace. And I think this is as well as you can do it.
Yeah.
Parkey, that was a different one. Obviously, we were, I think winning in the playoffs, and that one, I think, was far more emotional because you also had Joseph Martinez, doing the bend the knee to him as well. Yeah, there were some people that were saying that, oh, well, we should sub Brad Guzan off so that he can get the claps, the applause. And I was like, I mean, we could do that if we were up, but to sub a goalkeeper in the middle of a game that still has stakes, I felt like it would have been a little bit, not a little bit, much maligned. Like, Ronnie Deila is already under fire. He doing this would have, like, in the middle of a wooden spoon race. Like, I applaud the team for absolutely still going for it, still trying to score that second goal so that, they avoided any absolute embarrassment for the fans. Because, it's, I think there's, the fans that want the wooden spoon, and then there's fans that absolutely do not. And there is that aspect of, the ISC, the supporters conference, like, DC, their fans, all 20 of them, will have to carry their representative will have to carry the wooden spoon. And unfortunately, our good friend Nick, he would have had to, and he was very much not liking that distinct honor. So it is that. I think it's a good thing that we've avoided it. I don't think that it was something that we really want in the annals of our history. Like, to avoid that at any cost, especially in a really big league like this. If you're, in a 12 club league, and you are the worst team, okay, whatever. It's like, that's not a big deal. But with as many teams that there are in this league, I mean, it's embarrassing enough that we're the runners-up. So, it's enough.
I have some stuff to say.
Yeah.
So, I put my ears down onto the ground to listen to some hoofbeats. And I feel like I may have heard some horses, but it's possible they could have been zebras. I'm not sure. Hoofbeats are hoofbeats. What I can tell you right now is that from multiple sources, I've heard things about Ronnie Deila's future with the club. So there apparently seems to be communications, intimations, and rumors that there will be movement on his position shortly. So we shall see. But I've had it on good authority from multiple sources now that there are things afoot. So keep your eyes posted. And
Well, I think we should talk about that. I mean, whether it's true or not, or whether it's going to happen or not. I mean, there's a growing contingency of fans that have been Ronnie Deila out. The interesting bit is, yes, they backed him in the middle of the season. They made moves with him in mind for next season. But ultimately, things went south even more. And did these players down tool? 100%. Yeah, were they trying their best? Sure. But I think it is not just the head coach. And, you can't be the worst team in the league because of the head coach. But, like, it's a whole confluence of factors that make that happen. And like you astutely adjudicated, was that, yeah, it was a culture issue. And unfortunately, Deila wasn't able to fix the culture in this season. And for him to be the fall guy, it could be rightfully so. I mean, this is an epically bad season. My worry is that you're paying a guy already anyway, and the roster hasn't been fixed. Yes, this is the moment too, obviously, because the offseason, this is your moment. You're going to lose a lot of players from contracts expiring and likely moving the players that underperformed. And yeah, the core, there is talent in there, but there's been a lot of misfits. Just players that don't fit a certain playing style, system, and identity. And I think that moving forward, Chris Henderson obviously did not hire Ronnie Deila. Like that, that as much is very obvious. And Garth Lagerwey, with his first ever really like hire, because Seattle Sounders, it pretty much was already in the cards in that sense, where he never really had to do that. Yeah, this was not it. I do wonder, because yes, he very much should have, when Gonzalo Pineda, or even before that, when Wilfred Nancy was hired by Columbus Crew, it should have been something like us doing that, where we poached a good head coach from around the league. Obviously, we didn't do that, and that's in the past. But I wonder if we have enough cachet, enough pull to throw our money weight around to get the head coach that we want in this massive downturn.
Yeah,
like it's tough, and so that is a big factor.
It could be actually a hint. Think of it this way: if we are deciding we're moving on from Deila, which seems like, according to my sources, according to the tea leaves currently, seems to be mighty likely. It's very possible that Atlanta United only makes that move if they already have the next guy lined up. But it's also possible that they don't, and they're going to do their thing where they hire a search firm and take forever, and then the preseason feels like it's not as like the guy doesn't come in soon enough to make everything feel more solidified than you would want. So it's possible, because that is history. That is what has happened before. But it does strike me a little bit that there's a possibility, if you make the move now, that you have something waiting. It's a possibility. So, I mean, that would be me. I'd be making that move if it were me. If it weren't me, I don't know why I'm getting rid of Ronnie Deila then. If I don't have the guy that I want, like lined up and or secured in some way that I know will be there, because this is a big club. Atlanta should be a big club. Atlanta United needs to be able to do that, operate in this way, not just to be there like, well, like the the last kid picked on the kickball team. Like, that's not who we are. We shouldn't be like that, right? So I feel like you should be banging our door down to try and come in here. Unfortunately, it's not the case, but that's what it should feel like. That's what it should be like when you're looking at coaches like this. And if there is that guy, they already have like targeted him. He comes available. They know he's going to be available. They know he's probably like tentatively been like, yes, I will approve that kind of transfer. I'm interested in coming to you. And that's like, behind closed doors, nothing official, obviously, talking preliminarily. Then, okay, you make this move of Ronny Deila. That's the only time I feel like it makes sense. Outside of that, it seems risky. And then you do the thing we did last time. You take forever with the search firm, and people are like on edge. They're like, what is going on? No one's telling us anything. Everything's hidden. You hire the coach late. Players aren't brought in under the coach that you want. You have guys from the last one, and it feels weird. It feels disjointed. So hopefully it is the latter instead of the former.
Yeah, there is this aspect too where, let's just be really frank, this club has been coach killers. I mean, you look at Frank de Boer, and he basically has not coached since. He's basically gone on a walkabout, like a sabbatical. Like he basically has been exploring existentialism, essentially, because it's like he has not been coaching. And he's won a lot before that. And, obviously that was with Ajax and a different league, a different thing that he knew. And, Crystal Palace didn't go that well for him, 70 some odd days, I think. But look at Ange Postecoglou. I mean, 41 days. It's like second most or second fewest days for a head coach. It's at least there's not that distinction. But I mean, Gonzalo Pineda, yes, he got another job. It very much was pretty obvious that it still was him with Atlas. And then Rob Valentino, that's a different story. He's been kind of the Stephen Glass, Rob Valentino, they were the guys that actually showed some things that would get them the next job. But Ronny Deila coming in, or before we get to Ronny Deila, Gabriel Heinze, like he got another job after that, but he pretty much he don't want to say where. Not a head. No, I'll get there. He pretty much knows he's not a head coach right now. Like he still has some things to learn, but his reputation has been pretty besmirched. A lot of Arsenal fans, me included, were very skeptical what kind of impact he could have. And it looks like his principles have been adopted a little bit, which is good. The good ones anyway. Not the
desiccation.
Yeah, right. And so there is at least some light at the end of the tunnel in that respect, but ultimately he's not a head coach anymore. And Ronny Deila has won everywhere he's been, and it might be the exception at Atlanta United. So it's I don't know, man. Like, we've been a coach killer.
Yeah,
it's a fact.
Like Seems like it. All right, Drew. So welcome in. I'm glad you're wearing that jersey because you guys lost tonight. So
I hate it. Shut up.
Well, that's what you get for wearing it. All right. So Drew.
I didn't get to join in last weekend, so I gotta do this week. So.
Gotcha. Yeah. No. Appreciate you being here. All right, I'm gonna use the bathroom. I'll be right back. So you, Drew, give us your lowdown about this game. Honestly, for me, I'll start you off. A little bit of a snoozer, a little bit of a boring game. So go for it. I'll be right back.
Very much so. It kind of feels like this was the culmination of this season. It was just very much a kind of dead game. We got out to a good jump early on, and you had some hope going into it. You had the Almiron early goal, and we looked like we were lively. And unfortunately, we couldn't do anything with it, and we allowed DC to just stay in the game, and they took one of their few chances and put it in the back of the net, and we weren't able to capitalize on any of our chances, which has been the story of the season at this point. We had a lot of great looks and still can't finish worth anything at this point. And again, we come out of this with a draw, and I don't think we deserved anything more at this point. Just it's sad to see the season end like this, but it kind of is fitting at this point that we tie with DC, who end up being the wooden spoon winner, and we can't do anything better than that.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, ultimately it is something where, it was probably a microcosm type of game, as Brad Guzan even alluded to as well, where, we start off pretty decently. It was always the question of can we continue a good half in the second half? And no, the answer is no. But the thing is that after we scored the goal, it's like we rested on those laurels, and we just don't have a good enough defense in order to keep that lead, for one. And then two, I mean, do you feel like, from an attack standpoint, like they just pause? Like DC pretty much had ultimately I think about 10 shots in the game before the I think roughly that. And I mean, I think at the half we really only had 2 shots, and we had 1 goal, and we were clinical, I guess, but it's just we didn't create much.
No. Mm-hmm. We didn't create anything until TRA came on, basically. TRA and Saba came on, and they brought some life, and we started to get some jump back into the game, and it felt like maybe we get something, but doesn't come off. TRA misses that header. Saba has that ball cleared off the line, and at that point you're like, okay, this is going to end in a draw, and we're going to get nothing from this game, basically. So
I mean, because it's also those misses that you were talking about. Yes, TR as well, but in the first half, Atlutd, I mean, I don't know how he missed. I really don't. His
story of his
confidence, right? His confidence is in the gutter. That's the problem is that he can't even score when it's pretty much an open net and he is in the 6-yard box. It's he if any of the players needed this season to be over, he hopefully will take this break finally after about 15 months or whatever it is. I don't know what the math is, but like he has been playing and training for with no break essentially, and that's it's evident, I think, in his play. But
can you, by the way, do you guys want to guess what Miguel Almiron's XG was on his goal?
0.0011. I don't know.
I was gonna say 0.25.
Yeah, like AJ's off by like a magnitude of like 10, but it's 0.03. So you're close, Drew. But
oh boy, even
AJ went 0.00, which is really bad, like really great.
I mean, it was a low probability shot, but he took it well, and that's the way to do it. Strike it into the ground, one hopper, and then I mean,
and to your point earlier when you were asking Drew, kind of like what did this goal kind of like mean? Why did we rest on our laurels afterwards? I mean, it's quite simply, this was not a goal that even really was meant to go in. It was just a lucky shot. If you're going to predicate your entire attack on lucky shots, you're not going to score more than one really often. So that's exactly what you saw here. There's no system at play. There's nothing that would get you here again reliably. And so you're going to just rely on, well, that's the thing. Atlanta United has always gotten themselves into the attacking third reliably, but the shot creation, the chance creation within that target area has always been fruitless, or relatively speaking, on average, it's been fruitless.
Yeah, on average, yes, but I'm going to fight back against that on this one because this was a set-piece goal, and we need to have more shots in that zone 14, in the D, which is where he took that shot. And the more chances we take in that zone, this is what happens. But if you're taking shots
on average.
Right, yeah. On average, exactly. And so, okay, yeah, there's...
Just real quick,
okay,
and I'll switch it up real quick. Get him on there. Do that in a second. Hold on.
Well, right, but yeah, Drew, for you, Brad Guzan's game today, to like, is this not also a summation of his seasons recently? I mean, go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. I have been very vocal for the past 3 years of my thoughts on Brad and his play. Sadly, it's a fitting ending because he has such a great career, and he has meant a lot to this city, to this team, and everybody around it. And it sucks to see him go out letting in that type of goal, which has been my biggest issue with Brad, is him losing his position and losing his line and not being able to make the saves he should, or give us a shot in games by making a big save sometimes.
Drew, does Jaden Hibbert save that goal?
Yes. I have seen enough from Jaden Hibbert to confidently say yes. The one thing I've said this a lot is you could tell after Brad Guzan's injury that he started losing his position a lot more. He was used to being able to make these acrobatic saves and make these big saves even if he was out of position. But after the injury, he started having issues when he was slightly out of position with his footwork and stuff like that, and would be unable to save it because it'd be a slow dribbler into the corner, and you just see him fall over sort of and not really put much of an effort because he knows he's already beat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's that his defense did let him down, but it is still, that's a savable goal. It wasn't like wrapped around, curved into the corner or anything like that. It was a pretty straight shot that, yeah, most goalkeepers in this league unfortunately can make that save, and it's a sigh. It's just like, yep, this is Brad Guzan in a nutshell right now, and yeah, you love it.
Those were what?
He just has to react. Yeah, right. He still can do that. And him on the ball, like, I'm not worried at all. But it's ultimately those goals that should be saved that gets us those 3 points. That happened all throughout this year. And yeah, it is why also where we are. So, but Nick, welcome in.
How are you?
Hello. A long time no see. Just a couple hours, but yeah, Nick, let us have your thoughts on this game, Brad Guzan, whatever you want to talk about. What are your headlines?
Well, I got my kit on, my keeper kit from this year. Had my captain's armband on for a while there, but then my arm was losing circulation, so we had to X that. I pawned it off on Hannah.
You don't pause on that real quick. You don't ever just go to like Walmart and I don't know if it was a Walmart anymore, but anyway, and do that little like pump machine and where they check your pulse.
I can't say that I'm old enough for that yet. I used to like to stick my hand in it when I was a kid, but not.
I mean, I did that all the time as a kid. And, yeah.
And it would
now
you just like pull it out and the machine like freaks out. Oh, it's the best.
Exactly.
I do another armband here. I was wearing specifically the Pride armband, and then I had this sponsored one from maybe like last year.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember when I got this, but I always wore it when I did my keeper kick, for Brad.
Mm-hmm.
But good for him. I mean, I was when we were driving home, I was listening to the wooden spoon conversation, and I was so on the fence. Like I built the fence myself and then sat on it, because part of me is like, it's nice to say that we've never won it. Like that's
Yes.
it's just nice to have, like we've never done it. If we had gotten it out of the way this year, we just got home, so they want attention. If we had gotten it out of the way this year, it could never get worse ever in our lives. We still have that. Like it could, in theory, get worse. I mean, it could get like you could finish 30th and have less points, I guess, but I don't know how you finish with less points than we did this year with only 5 wins. But so I was like, kind of like, whatever happens, happens. And, honestly, I know the one that, you and Drew were just talking about, like that one went in, especially like initially Brad did what he could. And honestly, I thought like several really awesome saves today, like several right in front of the supporter section, like that offside Benteke header. That was like 2024 Miami series, Brad, right there. There's another one kind of early in the second half. Like I think right around the time I left you, AJ, when I left you behind, there was like I got down back to where I was, and then he was going the wrong way and then reached back, like kind of similar to the Jordi Alba header from Game 3. I was like, oh, we're really reliving all of Brad's saves there. I mean, I guess not much to talk about from the game other than Brad, really. The post-game tribute was very nice. He went on to the capo stand and stayed with the supporters quite a while. Sometimes when they do the walk around, they start with the supporters and then do the lap around. They did it the opposite way this time so they could end over by us. Like, I thought that was a nice touch. They let him go first. Almiron's kids were kicking the ball in the net for a while. We were cheering for him. Like, as good of vibes as I guess you can get for a team that hasn't won a home game since May 28th. So
very much, yeah. It's like I was saying at the top, it was it actually, from an event production standpoint, I give plaudits to the club.
They did a great job. Absolutely.
Yeah. And I don't know if it was conveyed through the TV for you guys. Like Drew, how did you find it from the TV production side of it?
I was gonna say, you can't really tell all the time how it is, but you can definitely tell that there was a energy through the crowd for most of the game. Especially anytime Brad got on the ball or anything like that or made a save, you could tell the crowd was really into it with him. So that was good to see, especially with how some of the crowds have been with some of the other games, especially later in this season. So
there were certainly more people there today than the last maybe 3-4 home matches, maybe since July.
Yeah, that was what I kind of expected to happen.
Certainly more people.
Yeah, it was 44,000 paid attendance, but I estimated probably about like 25 probably actually showed up, and yeah, that's my number.
Like I felt that the concourses were busier, like at halftime and 10-20 minutes before the game started. Like I used to walk up right up to the beer stand, the column by our spot.
Right.
Today I couldn't do that, so that was a good sign at least.
Yeah. So you guys
it was actually. Yeah.
It's a little bit difficult to talk about the game. Fair, I completely agree. The stats also don't lend a lot to the narrative or story of this game. It's pretty boring. 13 shots to 10, ours to theirs. Not a lot going on. Barely 1.05 xG to their 0.9. This is kind of what you'd expect from two mid teams going up against each other. Not much going on. So what we can do instead is talk about what perhaps is more interesting. That did not happen on the pitch, but instead the rumors that are going on. We hinted a little bit about it earlier. I don't know if you guys heard, but it seems like there could be some movement on the whole Dyla thing. So There could be other things as
Drew,
well.
Drew is tickled.
There could be other things as well. So
let's go to Drew right now.
But before we do, I need to add a little context. We need to kind of paint the picture first. So Doug Roberson an hour ago tweeted, Dyla said he doesn't know if he will be at Atlanta United next season. Said no meetings are scheduled yet with Lagerwey or Henderson. Sidney Hunt was saying from the press conference that Ronnie Dyla started by addressing his job situation. Interesting. Says that discussions are bigger than me. I've taken a lot of punches this year. It's been really, really tough, but I'm ready to punch back. He also said,
dissect that
one sec. He also said Atlanta United needs 3 to 4 new pieces if the club is to be successful. I think that's very interesting. I think interesting things to talk about. And like I said earlier, from my sources, which are like, to give you an idea, is like 4 separate people who have knowledge about various things. They've all told me, keep your eyes peeled. And again, they are not being specific. I tried to reference Dyla. They are saying, we'll see. So it could technically then at that point be anyone else in the front office. So I guess if they would have it their way, Garth Lagerwey could be on the chopping block here. Who knows? That letter that came out earlier this week from Arthur Blank, that usually precipitates a big fall. Could indicate a coaching change, could indicate front office changes. So yeah, that's what we have right now. That's what we're working with. So yeah, I'll open it up to you guys about all that.
So I'm gonna butt in now. I know I threw to Drew, but yeah, this bit about the Garth Lagerwey, that's a wild ass take. Like he just came back from cancer. There's no way that he is being let go. That is, from an optics standpoint, the worst thing that you could do at this moment. I'm not kidding. Like that's.
I know
like,
we're throwing to everyone but Drew right now, but I can tell you that's not happening from some people I've talked to. The Garth thing is not happening. The only people who are safe probably are Garth and Chris. Chris, because he's had one real transfer window.
Nick, you've basically narrowed it down, because at this point they were telling me it's one of those 3, and you said it can't be those 2. So
it's not the other 2. The scouting department,
by deduction.
If I was anyone listening or anyone thinking about this, I would also put my eye on the scouting department, because when Chris came in,
you're talking about
last year, he was basically instructed to lead the existing staff and see what he had. It's been a year, and I think Chris, came up as a scout after he was a player. That was how he made his name in Seattle under Garth. Then he went to go be CSO in Miami, and now he's here, right? Chris is going to have his own methods and his own madness and his own people that he's going to want to bring into that. I would not yes, everyone's going to focus on the coaching staff because that's a little bit more visible. Like, we see that and see him on the touchline and hear his press conferences 1 to 2 times a week. The scouting staff is where I would have my eye as well. So that's what I wanted to add.
Yeah, no doubt. Drew.
Who's ready for Ange Ball? Okay.
me. I'm ready for Ange Ball.
I was going to say, at this point,
no.
Dude, Ange Ball
knew that was going to be
MLS. You can't tell me it wouldn't. It would be so good.
Yeah, we would absolutely Spurs it up, because that's really what it would be.
Yes, we would.
No. I think the defending would be diabolical, and it's already diabolical. It could be if we don't bring in the right pieces, and I don't see any reason why he would come to this league. He would probably look at some other European leagues. But anyway, Drew.
I'll go next after Drew finish.
I was gonna say, I don't put this on Ronnie this season, honestly. My 2 cents is I would not fire him, because, to be honest, this is a lot of bad luck.
That's a hot take.
We had our striker, who was red hot before he came here, go completely cold. We had a goalie who basically fell off a cliff, and we had a injury crisis that struck us most of this year. We lost maybe our second best midfielder, probably our second best midfielder. Our center backs at most of the season were gone. Our best winger was snake bitten to
Yeah, we had
all
a
hell.
winger.
He could not. Saba, yeah, but yeah.
Sorry.
But
enough.
Brooks
I don't
Lennon.
put-
I mean,
Brooks Lennon being hot and cold.
He fell off a cliff.
Injured. Yep. And it just feels like I don't put this on Ronnie completely. I do think that if he's lost the locker room, if he's lost the players, he's got to go. No matter what, he's got to go. But if it's a situation where the players still believe in him, keep him for one more year, see what happens with a full transfer window and him able to kind of build the squad how he wants. If he has lost the locker room, he's got to go now, and the coaching search has to be done within 2 months.
Well, what about this, Drew? How about so like I was saying earlier, what is the likelihood? Because like we've seen what happens in the past when Atlanta United fires their coach and then they set about doing their their hiring firm, their search firm, and it takes forever. And then they do it very methodically, and it's to the consternation of all the fans. And maybe even shoot the team in the foot, who knows? But they have done that in the past. That's the history. What I was thinking is, if I were in that position, if I'm going to make a move on Dyla now, it's because I already have the guy lined up for the job. Like the guy I want is already agreed, or already have like tentatively agreed behind closed doors that yes, this is something I'd want to do. I'm going to become available soon, and this will be something I'm going to do. I'll be all right with that. I would not feel comfortable with getting rid of Dyla unless that would be the case. You have that fallback, and you are very confident in the replacement. Is that something you think is going on, or do you think it's more of the same of we're just going to hire the search firm, it's going to take a while again, everyone's going to be annoyed, and who knows what's going to happen, it's going to take multiple months, not a lot of movement, etc.
I need to jump in after Drew.
Yeah,
But
I
yes.
was going to say, I would say I do not want that. What happened with Ronnie being hired was unacceptable. We should not have waited till the last minute to bring in a coach and then rush to bring in transfers to try and match his style or try and do anything to match whatever style he was trying to play, because it didn't work. He wasn't able to really sit down with the front office early on into the window and kind of, hey, we want these players to look at. We want to look at our scouting, what we have in our reserves. We want to look at. He didn't get much time for any of that and was kind of thrown into the fire to work with what he had. And I think if we do not have a coach within a month and a half, if he gets fired within like the next week or so, then it has been a failure of the front office at this point.
Well, there is also the context of it, right? Where, he was obviously interviewed before he took the Atlutd job. And then the Atlutd job pretty much like for whatever reason it actually was, he left that job and took the job with us.
Are you saying Ronnie was interviewed here before he took out Wada?
Yeah, there was. Yep.
Oh,
There absolutely was. Yeah.
I mean,
that's what they were
and Atlutd fires their coach literally every year.
Yeah.
They've been doing it for
Right.
the past 6 seasons, so it's.
I don't
kind
remember the
of
last time they cut
expected.
it.
Yeah.
I didn't know
But
that Ronnie. Interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And either way with that, though, it's like, okay, we obviously wanted to see what Rob Valentino could do. If he, won us MLS Cup, then great. It would have been, his job to pretty much have. But the issue is that, yes, exactly like you're saying, Drew, is that we didn't have that run in to know what he needed, how he plays, what type of players that he requires to a degree to be successful. And yeah, it was rushed. It basically, you had a month and a half and you didn't really change that many players. You brought in some DPs and that's really it. And yeah, it's like, in that preseason, you didn't really even have Latte Lap because the transfer saga lasted so long. And ultimately, when you have those issues, yes, it exactly is what Drew's saying. The flip side of that, it's the optics. And if we keep Ronnie Deila in the position, which is likely why this might be happening, they realize that they cannot continue with the status quo. What's happening at the club, unfortunately, supersedes Deila, but also he's involved in it. And he's the fall guy, probably. Coaches are the easiest to fire.
And I'll just say this, and I'll turn it back to you guys. I gotta get this out because it's kind of bugging me.
Yeah.
Is that
Sure.
you get Steven Atlutd in? He's his guy from Standard Liège, and this is a more of the team trying to build around what he wants. And you got him in August. And we were terrible in August. We are still terrible now. I'm not quite sure why you've thought either the season is salvageable and that once you get Atlutd, things will just turn around or something, and that will make, him, Ronnie Deila start to perform better or something like this. I don't know what's different now from then to be like, we get this guy. And my idea is that if you were going to fire him, you should have fired him before and not gotten Atlutd. Why do that?
But was the alternative? What was the alternative? To do nothing? Because that would have been outrageous for the fan base as well.
It would have been to do nothing, because I think it's profoundly stupid to do something that it is worse to do 2 steps backwards than to do nothing. And I think you're doing 2 steps backwards here. Because you potentially, I think Atlutd is perhaps a capable player to be able to perform in most systems and to be able to do good in MLS regardless of the team they're on. Problem being, it's not the talent or skill. For me, it's the Santiago Sosa problem. It's I'm a good player, but I'm going to down tool and fucking, be terrible until I get off the team. Because I wanted to come here for Gabriel Heinze, and now he's not here anymore. And I feel like Atlutd could easily become that again, and we're taking 2 steps back again. That's why I'm like, why make that decision in August when it's literally 2 months later when you're going to fire the guy you brought him in for? I don't know. It just, that bothers me. Anyway.
That's a good justification for why they've kept him through the end of the season, I think.
Likely, but I hear what you're saying, but it is also, those are things in vacuums. Like that, Santiago Sosa is his own player. Steven Atlutd is his own player. And to predicate, someone's future performance from somebody else that's a completely different player, I don't know. That's not something that I think.
It's not just that. It's what I understand about human behavior. You bring someone in with assumptions about what they're going to experience, and they don't get that, and you basically rug pull them. that's gonna give them a bad rub, and I understand that. But again, like to your point, though, he could be a very amazing professional and go, I'm okay with that. I'm gonna roll with the punches and do very well here. Hopefully that's the case. But we've seen that it's possible that that cannot be the case, and that's worrying.
Yeah. Well, it's a thing too, though. It's like it's not like he's a movable player. Like he has shown that he can and does do good things on the pitch.
Yeah.
So it's not like he's completely broken or anything like that. I think that's the issue I see a lot, is that a lot of fans, they want to throw the baby out with the bathwater. And it's like, yes, there are still good players. Whether they actually fit the system or not is a whole different story.
Or if their mentality is not broken, like their mental game is not completely thrown out because they have been told something that ended up not being the truth. And they're like, well, now I'm annoyed and now I'm a disgruntled player, which I feel like we've been dealing with for seasons upon seasons. And it's just perpetuated.
And that's the problem with, it's the problem with Chelsea. Like they constantly, and hey man, Nick, you can laugh too, but hey, Spurs not immune to this either. And so it is that. It's like,
thank you for Harry Kane.
Yeah.
He's coming back next year, by the way. We're gonna win the league.
Yeah. And so these are the like perpetual issues that big clubs have, in that, you have players from different regimes that, how do they fit? No, they need to be moved. And, yes, Atlanta United, we know that issue deeply. And it's just a really, really difficult problem to solve, because that's been the problem. We have all these, just here, there's a player from this head coach, there's a player from this head coach. And I've been in jobs where, yes, the hiring manager, they get fired and you feel like okay, that's 100%. Super weird.
100%. I got hired by a CEO at a company, and literally he left the next year, and I was just like by myself. So yeah, I completely get that.
Yeah, and then you're in this limbo of like, okay, well, is the new manager, are they going to be cool? Are they going to be, are they going to like the work that I do? And you're kind of in this like weird space. And ultimately, when I was in that situation, I left because I knew it was toxic. And so I was like, okay, that is a telltale of like, they will fire people for no reason. And for this situation, it's like, I mean, there's a good reason for Dyla to be fired. There's also a good reason for him to stay. Well, it's a very tough decision to make. Yeah. And one home game in 5. Yeah. I mean, yes. It is like in football, these firings happen quickly. Like that's the case. But go ahead, man.
So two things, Michael. I don't know if I'd be as worried about Alzate as what happened with Sosa. That's obviously a bit of an extreme example, but I thought Alzate was really good today. Like he was kind of the one.
He's a good player, and I thought Santiago Sosa was pretty damn good when he was first here too.
Alzate being prime aged and having a developed frontal lobe will help a lot too in that regard.
Fair, he is older.
As someone whose frontal lobe developed this past year, I'm aware.
You've just come online. Welcome.
I know it was 3 dots for so long there, the spinning circle. But the other thing is, to what AJ was saying about big clubs just have these things happen sometimes. Like that's real, and in MLS, it can be even harder to undo those things for a couple of reasons. Number one, if you're paying a DP or a TAM player a really high salary, who else in the world is going to give them that salary if they're not going to Saudi Arabia? Probably nobody.
Yep.
Like that's why Miggy is the most likely DP to stay, because he's either going to be here or he's going to be at Lanús in Paraguay, and he's not going to Lanús. He's going to be here and making that money. Like if you're talking about Alexi, like somebody in Europe who, because he's played, he's won a Europa League, he's played for a high finishing team in Italy before, like someone would give you $6 million for that guy, and then give him a modest salary in relation to what he's getting here. But somebody will be able to do that versus Miguel Almiron's $8 million.
Yeah.
So that 100%. Like the salary is a huge consideration, and then also in MLS, it's very difficult to do things within the league. That's obviously becoming easier with the cash transfer system and free agency the last couple of years. But if you've got somebody on your team that you can't move, like you're often just stuck until they find a move that they're happy with, and it makes it so much harder
terminate
to get
contracts.
And with 2 buyouts now, like I would say, we could probably go round and round on who our 2 buyouts could be. You could probably pick 6 or 7 people, but
yeah, if you ask Matt Doyle, it's like potentially 11 players.
Our buyout started.
I don't know. Well, that's the thing. It's like I don't know if we have 11 players this off season. I mean, with the players that are having contracts expire and all that.
They can't even fill out a match day 20 the last couple weeks. Like,
right. I mean, it basically tomorrow is going to be a field day. It's going to be thank you everybody. Pretty much. It's like
thank you everyone. Good night.
Yeah.
It's just a gif of like the Looney Tunes curtain coming down over the Atlanta United logo, and it's good night.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Yeah. That's all, folks.
That could be bought out. That's
all, folks.
In my head, I'm like, you 3 are on the chopping block here, and it's Gian, Saba, Alexi. And I'm like,
yeah.
So
because that's the thing. It's like Stian, great player, but yeah, I mean, I don't blame you.
Stay healthy, blame you.
So
he might be the most talented center back we've ever had.
The talent lies also, or the dearth of his talent does not lie in the fact that he can't stay healthy. That's a huge talent to have. But anyway,
availability is an ability. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And I do want to say that I've kind of come around on this opinion. I think we do need to move on Moranchuk. I think it's imperative to do so. I think it's not just because like I shouldn't say it like that. I do think he's a good player. I don't think he works for us, and I think he has to be kind of like what AJ was saying with Dyla, perhaps what of our sources are kind of telling us, perhaps is the fall guy for a lot of this season. But I think Moranchuk also perhaps should be a fall guy for the fans specifically, because I think you need to get the fans energized for next season. What's the best way to do that? Get a new number 10.
I was gonna say, I'm gonna say this, Nick, you were right. I hate saying it because I like Alexi so much, but yes, he's got to go.
I was even a month or 2 ago, the first time we did this together, like we had 40 games of data to show that he couldn't connect the team in the way they needed. It's not like, and I know you watch a lot of German football. Like I've been picking up more on Italy this year. That he just fits so much better in where it's not all transition based. He just is not a transition player at all. And like Miggy can do that even at age 32, 33. Like if Miggy has to run a little bit less, he can still do that stuff. And like, where did Miggy score his goal from?
I don't understand why we ever, like, that was our thing. Like that was our thing when we were good. I don't know why, like LAFC's doing it and they continue to do it. They haven't stopped. They continue to do it. And I don't know why.
It started with DeBoer. I mean, because
that's my point. Why go away from it? It doesn't make sense.
Because they wanted obviously ill-fated, not intention, but whatever it is. It was star-crossed, essentially, because essentially what they were trying to do was do the whole academy system with Ajax and all that, up and down, every single, whatever, play the same way. But what did we do to get the trophies? Like
you're right. And so that is something that's very like attractive, is the concept, because they accurately pinpointed our weakness. When Jose Martinez went down, we completely fell apart. When one of our players went down, we completely fell apart. If you had a system like he was trying to build, that he did at Ajax, you would just have plug and play. That even if you were to have your striker go down, you could replace him with like a backup. It would more or less perform the same, which is admirable. It's an admirable thing to try and gun for. Unfortunately, I don't think we can do that.
Right. It didn't work, but it also, we were trying that with Gabriel Heinze too. And we were trying to, in the sense of, play a little bit more front forward, pressing from the front, but also expend a ton of energy. Joseph Martinez complained that he was killing his teammates, our players. And yeah, so it's just, it's miss after miss after miss of just, bad hiring decisions that we are.
Who's in charge for that? I forget. What was his name?
Well, I know, right? But this is the thing too. This is the aspect that does not make any sense to me. We have all the money in the league to do whatever we want, yet we got rid of, the data people. We got rid of the scouts. We got rid of, the backroom staff, essentially. When we probably should have been beefing that up. Like, who cares about 100K more if you're Arthur Blank? Like, it doesn't matter. Like, you could have 50 of them, and it doesn't matter. It impacts him like a drop in a bucket. Does not affect him. He just bought a yacht
his weekly
a couple of years ago.
It's like $8 million. It's like $1 million for weekly maintenance.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter to him. Like, so why did we pare down our staff? Like, yes, I understand maybe it was 2020 or whatever or something. I don't know when it exactly happened, but it is perplexing to me. And it boggles my mind still to this day.
Yeah, he probably pays the staff on the yacht more than the actual LA United players, just to be clear.
Dude, if I made $8 million a year, I'd work on a yacht. You can pay me a DP.
You got to pay those guys a lot of money. Just saying.
Dude, I'll dress up in
personal
the cute little outfit
experience from all the yachts I own, I would tell you. Definitely, it costs, it's a lot.
We're digressing. So, okay. Let's
Michael check the chat.
Let's go.
No, so okay, let's progress this forward to basically. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, do you want to get my final thoughts, and then we can get Nick in here?
Yeah.
The other Nick.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Yep.
Okay, so disappointing season. It's just sucks to see us go out this way. We'll see what happens within the next week, and then we've got a lot of decisions to make from that point. And we'll see what happens. We have a core to build around. We do. And it's just, do we have the right person that can come in, or do we have the right pieces we can build around? Because you've got a core, you've got Sleesh, you've got Atlutd, you've got a young good keeper in Hibbert. You have a solid center back pairing with Barakal and Mihai. You've got a forward that should work in Latte La. The pieces are here. We just got to figure out how to deploy them correctly and fill in the supporting cast.
Yeah, well said, man. But Drew, thank you so much as always. Have a good rest of your night.
See you, Drew.
See you soon.
See ya.
All right. Oh man. Hold on one second. I now have actually, it would just be Nick, can you pop in? If you just hear that, make my life a lot easier.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe I'll ask him.
Not you, Nick. Other Nick.
Oh,
yeah, he knows.
I was gonna say I'm already here.
Yeah.
All right, let's do that.
T will knows. Yeah.
Oh, I do.
Yeah, there you go. Okay.
In the ATL does not know you. There we go. Boom, boom, boom.
Bang.
Hey,
Nick, how are you doing tonight, buddy? Hey, we didn't lose.
Which part do you want to hear?
We didn't lose.
Because
I want to hear your headline. Yeah.
I can approach this from multiple angles, in and out, and sideways, and backwards and forwards.
All right. How about up and down?
What are we talking about?
So I have, between my job and the TIFO build, put in about 70 hours of work this week, only to have the fucking field goal rigging break on us in a test this morning. So you all never got to see 90% of the TIFO.
That sucks, man.
It can be recycled to next year, though, so it will live. You know, the TIFO didn't get damaged. It was just the field goal rigging. I'm not going to go on a diatribe about that. That's Gulch chat, not appropriate for the stream. Anyway, so I will say, if anyone was at the match, AJ, I know you were, Nick, you were. I was not expecting them to drop that soundbite I gave Joe and the people on the third day of the build up on the Sky Bridge. I thought that was going to come out much later, so I was definitely surprised. So
that was good. You did a really good job.
God damn it, I'm up there again. What, huh? Sorry.
No, you did a really good job. Like, I thought that was really cool that they included that, and you said a lot of good things there.
Oh yeah, my origin story with all stripes.
Yeah, I think that's
that
great.
Day at Bobby Dodd in 2017, you know. But anyway, my feelings about this match was it's about what I expected. You know, it was such a kind of a little exciting, but a sleeper of a game, just like the last time we played them. Only that was a scoreless draw. You know. I mean, it was kind of appropriate that Miggy hit it in the 3rd minute when we're about to go silent for Tony, you know. But again, our defense just shit the bed right in the area of the match where we always shit the bed, you know, in that first 15-20 minutes of the second half.
Yeah,
you know,
that's the def zone. I just am now remembering Miguel Almiron technically hit the back of the neck twice this evening, and if that second goal stood, obviously it was called offside, but if that would have been a very different game. That would have been a very interesting game. Miguel Almiron was really feeling himself, scoring a bunch. That would have been really interesting to end the season on a hot Miguel Almiron. So that would have been cool.
I mean, if he didn't, Latila should have. Tiara should have. So yeah.
Latila does not score of any regularity, unfortunately. Miguel does for the most part. He's actually a goal scorer for us, but yeah, no, unfortunately, that needs to be studied. The dramatic downfall of ELL that needs to be figured out. We need to solve that real quick.
Hadn't scored an open play.
Yeah.
By the way.
Sorry, what did you say?
So.
Hadn't scored an open play goal since May, by the way.
I know.
Yeah.
That's just a reminder.
Impressive.
Yeah.
Happy
the drought continues.
Sorry, what were you saying, Nick?
Well, I am going to make the other Nick cringe right now.
Oh, God.
Because I stopped by the Connex on the way home.
The what now?
The Connex, and I brought it home with me.
Oh, you brought it home? We forgot today. Oh my God.
Yep. No, I've already taken one shot of this stuff today.
I know, but we didn't do it together today.
No, you weren't there.
You know what?
It was
what, Nick?
Me, Chris, and Josh.
It's only 11. You can hop in your car. You can get down to the next house, and you can do that shot before it's midnight.
Yeah, he doesn't live far, actually.
You got time.
There is.
I
know you've been drinking since
this
1,
season
but...
has come to this, you know.
God, I didn't drink with Drew.
By the way, Nick, in the future, if you want to take a shot on stream, you gotta warn me so I can get one with you ready. Okay?
Oh, well, then I'll wait.
You, so that doesn't help.
If you want to go grab something,
all right, hold on.
If anyone wants to grab something, go right ahead.
Give me a minute.
You know? I have railroaded the stream successfully.
I mean, yeah, no. Anybody else have that? They. Never mind. I probably shouldn't go to this. Never mind. Let's move swiftly forward. Nope.
No, I want to know.
Nope. I'll tell you guys after. But yep. Boo.
How big of a shot did I pour? Jesus Christ.
Yeah. But yeah.
This is not the worst liquor in the world. It's 70 proof. I mean,
boy, it's not quite Everclear, but
I've taken it was 25 years ago, a bottle cap full,
Where I was born.
just a little cap full of Everclear. Ooh, that stuff burns. Oh my God.
It is lighter fluid. It is not only lighter fluid. It is like jet fuel. And ingesting
No,
that is.
this is jet fuel. Are you kidding?
I don't think I've had that.
Welcome
I don't plan on
Welcome
having
to
that.
Liquor Critique.
So you're gonna,
exactly.
AJ, we got to get you to the first tailgate next year so you can do this with us.
I mean, I'll be there. I mean,
There
I'm
you
always
go.
there, but
There we go.
in what capacity?
You at tailgate in like 5 months, dude.
But I will tell you, mad props to most of the other SGs. It was our big tailgate of the year today. We had great drag performances and everything, but
They did.
props to the other SGs. They shut their tailgates down so we could have the foot traffic. You know, that is
love that.
respectable, very respectable, and huge love to TL and Faction. You know, and Footy Mob for partnering with us. You know,
Amazing. Yeah. I mean, and that's really what it is. It's the camaraderie. Ultimately, at the end of the day, this is, I mean, yeah, when, Steve, the announcer in the stadium, is saying, the best fans in the league, I mean, I don't think he's, obviously this is incredibly biased, but I don't think he's, saying hyperbole. It is in every aspect. We have come out in droves, in tens of thousands, for the entire 2025 season when we have been the wooden spoon contender.
Haven't won a home.
Right.
The
and
better looking
that
wooden
too.
spoon candidate.
Right. Yeah. And so it's outrageous that it's come to this, but I mean, like anybody that has said that we're plastic related, anybody that has said that we are, blah blah blah, we're college football fans, Billy. I mean, they can stick it.
Oh,
It's
no.
pretty much like, what else do we have to do? Right?
Yeah.
There's nothing else. Like, we've proven it.
I have one
don't say
thing
that.
to say to all those fans who say we're plastic college football fans. I want you to hear this and hear it well. Ready? Okay. Wrong.
That's right.
Exactly. It's just garbage takes. Like, it's, in
Talking
a
about
way,
running ball, right? You
All
just don't
right,
know
whoa,
anything.
whoa, whoa, whoa,
right.
whoa,
Oh,
Nick and I
we
need to do this shot because I don't want to do it later in the night, so we're doing it now.
I thought you don't go to bed till 5 a.m. anyways.
What? Sorry, what?
All right.
I thought you were gonna go to
do you
bed
want me
till
to
5 a.m.
dedicate this?
I mean, well, that's the thing. I don't want to be drunk the whole time. So, all right,
Oh, well, that's lame.
all right, because
Shot.
I've been
All
drinking all evening as well. So, all right,
Shot.
ready,
Shot.
Nick?
All right.
All right. To everyone that watches this stream, thank you very much for a great season. Okay.
Yeah. And I'll do
Go.
a little salute of drink what you can, drink what you're able, but if you drink with me, you'll be under the table.
Water.
Here you go.
Here you go. Oh! Ugh, that stuff bites me every time.
Tastes like
Oh,
collard.
you're God, you did
Chase.
this funny little jump the first time we did it together. I think Michael might still have the video somewhere. That was awesome.
Can never get used to drinking that stuff.
Yeah, it's on the Discord. Yeah,
We still have that on Discord.
Yep.
Incredible stuff.
Yeah.
oh yeah. Hey, by the way, do we have anything in the chat?
Yeah,
Hardly.
we do a little bit.
Hardly. Okay, good. Cool. I didn't want to
Oh, by the
neglect
way,
it completely.
Nick,
because, yeah.
Nick, I saw your messages. Do you wanna hint at a little bit of what some of the intel you were picking up?
Which messages are we referring to?
No, okay. So I was
Oh,
we were before you came on. I don't remember. I don't know if you were listening to this part, but when I was driving home and then with Drew, we were talking about some rumors we've heard that me and Michael have heard from people we know about potentially a change of manager, and there I can substantiate some of that. I cannot substantiate some more of this, but since Michael asked, we'll go into it a little bit.
I mean,
It
you did post things about it, so I gotta ask.
I did.
Why
I
did you,
Um,
and how confident do you feel about it?
Michael and I have both heard individually from about 3 or 4 other people each, and maybe the same people, maybe different, about a change in manager coming pretty soon. I heard from one person that they've already picked out who the next manager is. It's not Ronnie Dyla, in case anyone was still wondering. And that I've also heard that the players have been informed who that manager is. I don't think I don't know anything about that, but that was what I was told within the stadium today. I heard that probably about 8:00 tonight, before any of the streams or started or anything like that. I heard that right after the game ended, and it was from someone that I trust.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean,
I have a hard time buying it, but okay.
And that's
And do you
I'm not ready to spit out the name that I heard, but
well, I mean, everyone kind
I've
of
reached-
is
I've
going to be
reached
able
out
to
to
probably
people.
guess what that
Yeah,
name is.
let's talk about that off stream. I think, just so we
of course.
don't
Yeah, let's be careful here.
yeah. We don't want to get anybody in trouble if there's.
It rhymes with Wans Wastakoglu.
No.
Well, I mean, hey, let's wait a second.
That is
Wait
my
a
personal
second.
wish right there.
Right, but here's the thing. First, this is speculation. It's not
100%.
nothing is confirmed. Second, if you're worried about sources, like all of the things that I've heard so far that I've talked about are they are on record, so they are okay with me saying these things. So with what you heard, Nick, with the rumored name, which I am also aware of, are you able to speak on that on the record? Because if you are, you might as well say it, because I feel like it makes sense to do so. If not, then if you were told specifically not to say that, then okay. But I still feel like even if we don't say it, most people can perhaps figure
I'll
it
let
out.
people use their imaginations, I think.
All right. So he'll protect his sources. It is likely.
We'll go there. Say again, I'm sorry. I was zoned out.
Yeah, no, that's it. It's likely your sources need to be protected, so we'll remain that way and keep it that way.
I feel so in the dark here.
I was just thinking about Ange Ball at Mercedes-Benz. That's all,
He's just daydreaming.
dude.
Nick,
All right.
I hope you won't take this the wrong way, but
Nick, do you have an EPL team? Have we ever discussed this?
No, yes, you have multiple
No.
times, but he hasn't picked one yet, and you tried to force him into certain holes, and he said no.
I thought that was Drew. See, I'm happy to force people into things, but
I think it was. I mean, you're a chronic forcer,
Phrasing.
so it's. No, I'm just
Phrasing,
kidding. I'm
yeah.
just kidding.
I could make so many bad jokes right now, and I resist.
Exactly. Yes.
I mean, yeah, your willpower is amazing, Nick.
You don't see me on Twitch on Monday night.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. Right. Well, so Nick and the ATL, how do you feel about that? How do you feel about potentially Dyla being out?
As I said in conversation with my fellow All Stripes members walking out of the stadium tonight, I am 70-30. He needs to go.
very specific.
70 being he needs to go because
So the 30. I'm curious about the 30. Like what are the things that make him stay in the very unlikely case that he is?
Just for sake of continuity at this point, that could be the only reason I could see him staying around. That is it. I'd be inclined to change that to 80-20 at this point, now that I think about it, because it's getting, I don't see where it's very minimal chance it would work, I really think he is part of the culture problem, because he doesn't, I don't think he gets this culture. I don't think he gets the culture of Atlanta United. I don't think he gets it because he just has said so many inane things in press conferences that I do not understand. I do not understand this man. I really don't. And me being still a relatively newcomer into watching this sport, not just our team, but other teams around the world, I don't get his logic. I really don't.
Yeah, so Nick, I have a follow-up about that. I don't know. This is kind of like a weird question, but like, what
Oh, sure.
is the type of rhetoric you would expect from a coach like that? Because like we've heard multiple coaches say the thing like, you got the fan base is spoiled, you guys are soft, the players are soft, the franchise is whatever. Like, what do you expect in a historically horrific season? And over the last 6 or so years, like, of just mediocrity, if not worse, like, what do you expect to hear that is not what he has been saying?
He needs to own up to the fact of what the problems really are. And I've not heard him say one word that he is responsible for the team. And true, the team is, I've said, and it still is true, that it's just a collection of players out there. They rarely played as a team, but it starts and ends with the coach. 100%.
Gotcha. Completely understand. I will say that he has like kind of said that he does take responsibility. He has said so, at least even tonight in the press conference. But I think, to your point, that perhaps when coaches say things like this, it doesn't necessarily mean that they it's more like a formality. They're saying it because they have to. It's like, well, true. It's like, we're all here. It's like how a company says, like, yeah, we're all a family here. But anyway, here's your severance check because you're fired. So it's like, okay, really? We were a family? That kind of thing. So I feel like it's a little bit perhaps like that. It could be. I don't know. I don't know Ronnie Dyla's head. But he does at least say the words of, it is my responsibility and I take responsibility for this. But again, that is just bare minimum responsibility of a coach. So I don't really know what more they could do. And I also don't fault him for just saying those things, because that's the bare minimum. I feel like, so here's okay, I'll just say this last part about it is, I feel like what Nick is kind of getting at, and what I think I'm now kind of landing on, is perhaps a lack of authenticity, a feeling of honestness and earnestness, of being like, yeah, you're saying the words, you're intonating these things, but I'm maybe not feeling it, and it's not showing up in a measurable way. So maybe that's more digestible.
Yeah, but it's also, it's like, is the accountability, like you're saying, is it actually genuine? 2, I mean, is he supposed to say something different? what
There's
is
really
he?
Nothing you could say different.
Yeah.
Right. And so it's that, it's like, he's really in a tough place anyway. Like, we've lauded when Rob Valentino has said specific things when he's been just like brash and just very straightforward, direct
Stephen
about
Glass,
the issue.
Yep.
Glass too. Yeah, so it's these things, like, I mean, he essentially is following in those type of footsteps, but I think the message does get muddied up. And so that's why, Nick in the ATL does feel the way that he does, because like the good things that he might say or something like that, or the taking accountability, I mean, those aren't the sexy things that, it's like the soft things, that the team, the culture's bad is, are the headlines versus, the very specific things that don't really move the needle for a lot of people. So.
Yeah,
that's exactly it. I mean, if he sounded convincing to me, I wouldn't be saying this.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, but every time I hear the same thing again and again and again, I'm not going to believe it the 35th time I hear it.
Exactly.
When we get the same results out on the field, match day after match day.
And because like Stephen Glass and Rob Valentino, they said similar things, but for whatever reason, I believed it. When Ronnie says it, I don't know if I believe it as much, because I think Ronnie is more of a seasoned professional, been Europe, been in very, very hot seats, way more than this one, way more than Valentino has, way more than Stephen Glass has, And so he's a polished product and is able to perform under pressure and can handle media and can talk in such ways that, you know, you can tell he's a trained professional about that stuff. So when he says things, you're like, it is what it is. You know, almost like we talk about like the Brooks Lennon effect of the canned responses to media, where he says things, but it really doesn't mean anything. It's just kind of prepared responses. And so, but with like Stephen Glass and Valentino, you feel like authenticity because they feel raw. With Ronnie, maybe perhaps there's not as much rawness. So maybe that's where it's coming from.
Is it interesting to anyone else that we're only comparing him to the 2 interim coaches?
Well, that's the thing. They don't have like the training. They don't have the in front of the camera presence. They don't get that chance to refine that ability to hide things, and they just kind of come out with it. And you feel it. You feel the visceralness, and you're like, "There's honesty there."
To be fair, I think him and Frank de Boer have a lot more in common, and you know, it's the bluntness of, you know, being Scandinavian, you know, in that sense, probably.
Well, Frank de Boer is not Scandinavian.
Well, yeah, okay, you know, the European, that area, whatever we want to call it. I know it's not the right word for it, but
yeah, one is Central European, one is Northern European. To them, it means a big deal. To them, it's a big deal. To us, it's just over the pond. Who cares? But to them, it's a big deal.
No, but you know, the primarily white European countries that are very blunt and direct. Yes, I know. Yeah, okay. I know, guys. I know. But you guys are not Dutch or
Hey, you don't know that.
Hey, listen to the Asian guy talking here. I'm sorry, I said that out loud.
At least you're not saying the Dutch people speak Danish, which makes my wife go insane.
I fired up everybody here. Ooh, okay. All right. But anyway, so yeah, I mean, so that, yes, absolutely. Like that style of press conference that they do, I mean, it's not for everybody. You know, it's like, you know, when you have, you know, our first manager, Tata, it's like everything that he said maybe wasn't perfect, but you're like, oh man, yeah, it's like, you know, he at least everything that he said, it was like making sense to a lot of degrees. Yes, it might have been clouded with winning, but you know, I think there was a lot more love from, you know, him to the players in some degrees too. It's I mean, he picked all the players. It's very much, why would he hate any of the players except for maybe Barco when it wasn't actually his player. So that bit, you know,
sorry.
Yeah. But so earlier I posited that Atlanta United might be a little bit of a coach killer. Mm-hmm. Nick in the ATL, I don't think you were in. You know, what are your thoughts on that?
That's a disturbing trend. It's absolutely correct. It's like, maybe that's why Jim Curtin didn't want to come here. You know, maybe that would kill his potential career. Maybe that's why he didn't go to New England. I mean,
because why would he go? Like he just, like, yeah, maybe the last year with Philly wasn't great, but I mean, he had a really
more than anything else.
Yeah, right. And so it's like
Hunter Blight can't pay to move their high school here, sadly.
Right. And so it's this too, though, is like, why would he go to an inferior situation? Why would he not try to go to a currently winning club where there's...
At this point, are we the inferior situation? We might be.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We are. Unfortunately. Like, let's be frank. Like, it's... Yeah. And so it's one of those things. It's like, yeah, if, you know, LAFC came calling, hell yeah, he would go, probably. You know? And so it's like... You know, Vancouver even. It's like whoever is on the up, he's gonna go to those clubs. Not
people who want to win. And I feel like we were talking about earlier, like, what does this project here in Atlanta offer to people to come here? I feel like there isn't an interesting incentive, like project, proposal.
Basically, right. Basically, we are a reclamation project, and that attracts generally other reclamation projects. And so
I like Ange Postecoglou.
yeah, exactly. And so, there might be some some saving grace somehow. Maybe. And that might be incredible. We might get an injection of exactly what we need, and that would be something that would energize the fan base. And I mean, it's very high time for Atlanta United to really figure that out, and maybe they have. I don't know, but it's gonna be a very, very interesting off season. That is for sure. But
apparently it's going to be fast and quick because we've already found our replacement, and the players have been told, according to some of our connections. So it's interesting stuff. I mean, I did not expect things to move this quickly, but again, because like I said earlier, I'm basing that on history and past performance of what the front office has done. And it would be that I would be more than happy with the front office being more proactive and being like, we kind of saw this coming. We saw the iceberg in the distance, and we readied the lifeboats ahead of time. Instead of going like, we're going to wait until we hit it and start sinking, and then we're starting to deploy the lifeboat. So I feel like we are, if the rumors are the case, that sounds better to me. It sounds like everyone in the front office is getting their heads out of their asses a little bit better now, and we are doing a little bit more.
And what I'll say on that is Arthur Blank is very heavily involved in the day-to-day of the Falcons. Like Terry Fontenot, the GM, and Raheem Morris, their boss is Arthur Blank. It is not like that at Atlanta United because, I mean, he hired Garth to be the CEO. Like, there is no CEO of the Falcons. Like, it goes straight through Arthur.
Right.
And like, I mean, it's Josh Blank.
It's Josh.
Yeah.
And Josh does a lot of the like board of governors meetings for MLS and stuff like that. Like him and Garth go and do that stuff. It's not Arthur anymore, but it will be Josh sooner rather than later for both organizations.
Yep.
But the Arthur Blank is not in Marietta as a training ground very often. He is not like Garth does the day to day. Like Chris and Ronnie are equals. They both report to Garth, not to Arthur. And so that letter from Arthur on Thursday was pretty telling of we have his eye, and it's not in a good way. That was a wake-up call probably for a lot of people. And, we've speculated on who we think is going to get that. It's the dreaded week before the season ender letter that we talked about that a lot in Discord the day of too. And I kind of went over some more of the specifics of like AMBSE and how that goes. In there, you can scroll back and see.
By the way, join the Discord.
Yes, join the Discord. Discord's a lot of fun, and I'll leave you guys with this. My final thoughts. I'm a little tired, but my thing is, I think you just can't go into next season with it being the same. You have to change something. There's a couple of things that you can change, and there's a couple of things that aren't going to change. Garth's not going nowhere. Chris isn't going anywhere. Almiron's not going anywhere because of that salary, even if they wanted him to, which I don't know why they'd want him to. Latte, unless, Southampton or Sheffield United comes in with $15 million, he's not going anywhere. And that's probably the only place he would go is back to the championship.
Right. And why would they?
And why would they? Unless you're looking for a desperation play to get out of Latte Lath. Like, you're better off just running that one back for another year. So you got to get out of Alexi. You got to switch up some of the TAM guys in some key positions.
Hey, 3 to 4 players, according to Ronnie.
Yeah. Look, yeah, exactly. I mean, look, he's a smart guy. Like, that guy knows more about soccer than we'll ever forget. And whether we like him or not right now, or we think he's not going to be a job or whatever else, he's right in a lot of ways.
No, I like him a lot. I want to do some Norwegian aquavit shots with him one night.
Exactly.
That'd be great. If you want to contact me, let's get together. Let's do some shots. It'd be great. It'd be a good time.
Oh, please. Oh, I'm here for that. Just not today, but any other day. And my last thought is, it's MLS, guys. Like, Cincinnati won 3 wooden spoons in a row. Then the next year they were top 4. The next year they won a shield.
That's MLS, baby.
like, yes, Miami has Messi, but also they revamped that whole roster in like a year and a half with like no GAM before Messi came. Like that was Chris, that was our GM that did that. Like in 21 and 22 when they were good before Messi showed up. Like our GM did that. The guy we have now.
Right.
Like LAFC missed the playoffs one year and missed and one MLS Cup the next year. By the way, of the last 5 MLS Cup winners, the playoffs the season before they won it. So we have hope. It's us and DC and Kansas City and Galaxy and St. Louis and all the other shit teams that are gonna be right up there for the trophy next year. So
Might I add before you go, Nick, that the Western Conference side of Decision Day was a wild one.
let's take a
Let
look.
me read you some of these scores. I want your reaction on this.
Okay.
LA Galaxy 2, Minnesota 1.
Dude, we were never. If it came down to that, it was never gonna be.
Seattle beat
damn,
NYC.
dude, that's crazy.
We were screwed.
Seattle beat
Yeah.
NYC. Yep. Colorado 2, LAFC 2.
Ooh, good one. Good point for Colorado.
Mhm.
Are they out of the playoffs? Did they make it? out.
I'm not sure.
No, they're out. Chris Armas doesn't have a contract either.
That's wild.
So
Yeah, he
Western
had a
Conference,
big.
Colorado's out of the
he had a
playoffs.
big- Chris
San
Armas
Jose
had a big
is out of
interview
the
today.
playoffs.
yeah, San Jose needed like 2 or 3 things to go right for them.
Yeah, Portland
Portland
and
fell
Salt
to the
Lake
play-in
made
game.
8-9. Dallas made it 7. They won. They beat Vancouver 2-1.
Oh wow. with
That is the one I did
Thomas
not
Miller
expect.
penalty
with
shot.
Alcazar Musa too. That's crazy. That's interesting. Poor Vancouver. Vancouver is my MLS Cup pick, by the way.
It's
I-
not
I
poor
absolutely-
Vancouver. Don't ever say that in this season.
You just damn them to lose.
They're not.
Oh
Gonna,
wow,
they'll
San
be
Diego
fine.
smashed Portland.
Of course
Shit.
they did.
Yeah, 4-0 on the road too at Providence. That's impressive. That's
Yeah.
good to do.
Pellegrino with
Orlando
the brace,
sports day?
Dreyer with the brace.
Orlando had a rough night.
Dude, Orlando fell
Yep.
in 9th today, dude. Which is
But
great.
I-
You know, they finished in 9th with 53 points. 53 points would have been 3rd in the conference last year. The Eastern Conference was also a gauntlet this year.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was stacked.
I feel like it
Yeah, and
gets
that-
worse every year.
Yeah. And that's
Here-
probably
here's-
part of the problem. Part of the problem for us as well is that we had to face all of that, and it was hella difficult. But yeah, Nick and the ATL.
Yeah.
All right, y'all.
The
Have a good
key,
one. See you
the key
later.
thing to
See you
okay,
next.
see you later.
Nick.
But the key thing to remember going into the playoffs, for those of you that are interested, is that Wilfred Zaha punched a Philly player and got a second yellow for red, and he is out of the first playoff
Dude,
match.
That guy has such a temper. Dear God.
He's a wild card. He's a wild card. It's absolutely crazy. So talented.
It's
but
like
man.
if Zlatan would punch people. Like it's crazy.
I mean, he just did it.
People? I mean,
He just did it behind the scenes.
Perhaps, but I'm just saying, like
I think
Zlatan has
we'll
a
go.
massive ego. I mean, I don't think
Yeah.
this Zaha
And he
has as
also-
much of an ego, but I mean, the ego is what is
Yeah.
propelling him to strike out against
For
people
sure.
physically. Of course, right?
Yeah, but it's also I don't think anybody was dumb enough to mess with Zlatan because
He's a big
he
dude.
knows martial arts.
Yeah,
no, he knows
dude.
martial arts.
Yeah. What is he, like a
It's
Taekwondo
it-
master or something?
I forget what martial arts that he knows, but it's just like no, you don't want to mess with him. That's just dumbness, and plus he's bigger than most of the players on the pitch
Yeah.
anyway. So
maybe that's what we need.
But,
We need
A
more
martial artist.
arts going on.
We should do Shaolin soccer from here on out. You're right. Zlatan is a Taekwondo black belt. Yeah. So
I don't know.
There's
I don't
that.
know what I'm doing.
But yeah, so we're gonna keep you around for the wheel.
oh yeah.
So
Okay. This is
Yeah,
gonna be
yes.
interesting.
yeah. So I've got that forfeit. It is if you recall, the fake sponsor ad. So I have to give a
Good.
whole commercial for a minute. So, but before we do that, let's spin it and find out. I don't know. I think how we're gonna do it is this. So we will do the forfeit on 5 Star Weekly, and also we will tease it. We will show it to everybody in Discord first. So yeah, that's how it's gonna be. Get in the Discord if you want to see it first. So
I've got my homework still to do.
All right.
You know what I'm talking
So
about.
we got the
yeah, indeed.
we got the picker wheel up here. Let's see who it lands on. And I know I still owe everyone a. I was expecting to go to this game. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to make it, and that was where I was going to do my I Love Adams John yell out.
John.
Yep. And it is on our docket. It will be done. You know me. I did the last one embarrassingly and famously, and I'll do it again. It just is going to take a little bit more time to get out to a literal public place because I feel like I never go to in public anymore. All right. So it's AJ this time. You can see it on the stream. I'm not making that up, not lying. So there you go.
Witness.
Yep. And now we have the thing. So tonight we got Spicy Challenge, random object comparison, Yoda voice for 5 minutes, and we also have the fake sponsor ad read. But we'll move that out and replace it with something. If anyone has any recommendations, please let us know that you'd like to see AJ do, because this is specifically for him. And the last one is Goal Call Karaoke. All right, so let's get it going and see what he's gonna have to do for the next time. Oh, please, 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 please. Damn it! Oh, it was so close. It was so close to being Yoda voice. Oh, it was so close.
I know you wanted that.
Oh, man.
Good spinner, you are not.
I literally, it couldn't have been more closer. It was like Yoda voice the entire time, and then the last literal millisecond, and it went over to random object comparison. So you're going to get the easier one.
Okay.
Lucky. Oh my God. That is crazy.
All right.
I think that is the equivalent of bankrupt.
One day, man. One day we're gonna get. Oh, dude, do you have the whammy sound, dude? That'd be fucking great.
No, I don't. I don't have that one.
Yeah, that was a show back in the day. So all the young people, Google whammy. Yeah, there you go.
Press Your Luck was the name of the show, but Whammy will get you there too.
Yeah. So
different from Wham.
Correct. That is a band.
Michael group.
Yeah.
But yep, indeed. All right.
Whisper.
Yep. Anyway, okay. Here we go. So, this is the fake sponsor ad. Here we go. So, this is Dyla's Tactical Sauna.
That's
this episode.
Scandinavian. Okay. Yeah, I got it. Sauna, Scandinavian.
Yeah. So, this episode of the live post-match fan reactions is brought to you by Dyla's Tactical Sauna, where sweat meets strategy. Inspired by Ronnie's Norwegian roots, every session comes with eucalyptus steam, a tactical whiteboard, and a playlist of motivational EDM. You'll emerge refreshed, refocused, and ready to tell your team to press higher for the 15th time this half. Choose between 3 heat settings: low block, mid block, Gegenpress Inferno. Book your session today at tacticalsteam.com and use the promo code Ronnie Hot Takes for 10% off your first meltdown. Dyla's Tactical Sauna. Hold on, I'm gonna redo this one. Dyla's Tactical Sauna, because sometimes clarity comes at 120 degrees. There we go.
That was brilliant.
There we go.
I kind of wanted to hear about the the happy ending about the sauna. Is there anything about that?
I know, right? Well, no, it's a sauna. It's not a massage parlor, man.
Hey, man.
Like,
hey, there's a lot. There's a lot of.
It depends on your definition of happy ending in a sauna, if you get what I mean.
There's a lot of overlap there, AJ.
Different liquids. Anyway, let's move on.
No!
Yep. And with that, that is the 2025 season with the live post-match fan reactions.
Going on a low note.
And, Oh yeah, low note. I mean, I thought that was a high note.
That
man.
was excellent.
That
I mean,
was
again,
That
if
was
you
good.
if
That
any
was good.
sponsors out there want him to do an ad read for you that is PG related and high
No,
business
run far
quality,
away.
professional, you got a good taste of it here. Just imagine non-weird things coming out of his mouth, and you could yourself get an amazing ad read by AJ.
Yes,
yeah, very dangerous phrasing all today. But yes. So yeah, with that, shall we sign ourselves out? Yeah. Yeah. Here we go.
Probably.
So, yeah. Is there anything in the chat to read?
Let's look real quick. Take a gander.
Yeah.
Okay,
Just in
there's a
case.
couple. So let's just real
Okay.
quick. Chris J says, I'm interested to know how many players you would move on in a perfect world. We're going to put out a video about that in the offseason for sure, so stay tuned for that. He also says, Mig is not worth the money. Hibbert in goal for the season would have given us a plus 10 points in the table. I don't know if it would have done that good. It would have absolutely given us plus of some sort, but I don't know if it's plus 10.
We wouldn't have been
but
playing
yes.
for the spoon, that's for sure.
Yeah, I agree with that. Lightning Drew, our good friend, says, well, guess we're getting drunk tonight, boys. Ayo, I'm not being forced into anything. Joshua also says, I'm so sorry Lanny and I lost. Again, buddy, don't worry about it, man. We're all going to be good. We're all living life. It's all good. We'll be back next season. No big deal. Chris J also says he has said many times he's disponsible. That's a word. I thought I had a stroke reading that for a second. He also says they aren't playing some complicated systems where the players need some guru to explain how to play within it. Drew also says, on Dyla, I've never felt confident in his coaching style. I've never been convinced in what his play style actually is. I have more confidence in a coach when they are a ride or die with their play style or will play pragmatic soccer and adapt in any situation. And lastly, Kyle says trying to play excited soccer with a slow team is wild. I agree with that.
Yeah, with largely a slow team, because you do have pieces that are fast and pacey, but the problem is
never know.
they aren't getting the ball.
You would never know watching this team.
Yep, indeed. But well, with that, thank you, Brad Guzan, for an incredible 9 years here, or maybe 8 and some change, but
Who can do the
large-
21 gun
large
salute for us?
Mm-hmm. And yeah, I mean, Atlanta United. I don't know. I don't know who's
I'm not firing off shots in my basement right now.
But yeah, I've got neighbors, so it ain't a way. But either way, the 2025 season is mercifully over. And yes, if you have stuck around to even this minute, to this hour, thank you so much for your patronage, your viewership, you being an audience member to the shenanigans that go on the show as well. But yes, indeed. The new thing, right? I think this is wait, hold on. It's the new.
Kyle does it much better in the supporter section.
There you go. But either way, for Nick, for Michael, I've been AJ. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. We will see you in the next video. Good night.
Good night.
Take care, everybody.